Is there proof of notification, Kathy?
Yes.
Okay. Do we have, in my mind, a 15-point agenda? Do I have anybody want to make corrections or additions to it? If not, do I have a motion to accept the agenda?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, Julie Fleming moves and Dan McGuire seconds. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Okay, motion approved. So did everybody get a chance to read the February 5th meeting minutes? That they were fine? Okay, a motion to accept those minutes?
I'll make a motion to accept.
Okay, Julie Fleming moves. Do I have a second? Steve Carroll seconds. All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Okay, motion carries. All right, we have a zoning petition, that's whatever.
I screwed up if I put the names on, but
Okay, well, I have Fuller first.
Yep.
Janet Fuller.
Yep, so Janet Fuller, and you guys should have got everything, the survey
Yes,
and all that.
we did.
She's splitting off
5 acres.
5-acre parcel off of 40 for her grandson to build a house on. They have a sanitary permit, and all that's on it already, so everything should be good to go there. We sent out letters to all the surrounding landowners. I got 2 calls on it. Kind of just curious on what was going on.
Not negative, just want to know.
Just wanted, yeah.
That's good.
Yep. The town of Willow approved it on February 7th.
Mhm.
So that 5 acres is going from a forestry to a residential.
It's pretty normal, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like the whole county is gonna be every 40 acres, 5 acres I read, 35 acres. Not good for the coyotes. Okay,
I'll
any
make a
questions?
motion to approve.
Okay, we have a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, Dave Turk seconds. That was Julie Fleming moved. Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, and then you'll obviously let them know, right?
Yes, yep,
Okay. Okay, and we have our next one then.
that'll matter.
And I think you're here, the Wilkins.
Yep. And that's basically 2 parcels splitting 17 acres off. 67 will remain in a forestry. And rezoning that 17 is a residential.
This is that odd one that we saw before.
I don't think we saw this before.
Odd as it was last time, that.
Odd shaped, yes.
Odd shape.
Yep.
Follow the valley.
You get all the water.
Exactly.
So, yeah, Austin Engineering submitted the survey on this one. We got 1 call on this one. All landowners that we sent it to, the neighbors. So
What was their question?
kind of the same deal. What's going on here? What's their
They
intention?
just wanted to know
Yep.
information. about it.
Yep, exactly. And I believe the intention is to split that off and sell it.
Both sides are gonna be sold, but people are moving into the house.
Okay,
So the house is gonna be inhabited.
Wait,
Okay.
is the house on the
Is it
left?
The house is on the 17 acres that's gonna be peeled off.
Yeah,
The 60-some remaining acres is nothing but hilltop and woods, hillside woods, hilltop woods. There's a nice set of buildings there, and we're tickled to have some people who are gonna move there and make it their primary residence.
is it just a short-term residence now or a second home, basically?
Jane's father passed away. So Jane has lived in the southeast corner of the state for most of her life and just selling it.
Okay,
And actually, she's moving to Nevada also, Jane is. So
okay,
the house hasn't been inhabited since her father passed away.
okay.
Yep, and so these folks
it's
are
a moving on situation.
moving on. Yep.
in life.
Yeah, and the question I had on it was, what's the intention with it? I said, it's gonna be sold. That's all they wanted to know, really. So. Yeah.
Now, why, oh. The time, why does it say, well, I didn't understand it, John and Kimanier buying our, why aren't those names on there? Are those the neighbors?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, those are all that's the list of neighbors. I always include the list of neighbors that we contacted, sent letters to.
Oh, well, then I know most of them, yeah. Okay,
And the I included the township minutes
I
in
didn't
that.
see that.
Okay, yes, I just received those, last week, Thursday. So
That's
I
right
do
around,
have those.
yeah.
And which township is that?
Dayton,
Dayton.
Dayton,
It
yes.
should be right
Yeah.
out here.
Yeah, because I got Dayton and Aiken at the same time, and
Yeah.
the same clerk, so that's.
Yeah, on cue.
Mhm.
Okay, Steve,
So we're asking a question before we get it on the.
yes, we can put it on the table and then ask the question. Why don't you do that?
Okay, move to approve.
Okay, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion?
Yeah, I'm just trying to visualize what the remainder of is still Act for. Is any of it gonna get landlocked or I'm just trying to understand.
Yeah. Do you have the survey handy?
Yeah, but I can't really tell what's going on.
No, I understand. You look here, I don't know if you can turn up on
You
top,
can see the road up there where her cursor is, yeah.
right there. That's the road.
So you're still gonna have access.
And so the north side of that, that red line, if we were to turn that sideways, the hills there to the north side will still have all that road access along County Q.
So this on the south is a separate parcel.
Separate owners,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, got it. That is, okay.
It's just the north side.
Township.
The north side's a big chunk, yes.
I'm happy.
Yeah, so it's like one, I mean, you're on the edge.
Peeling off a third, the bottom third, most southerly third, but there's road frontage, the whole, I would say, was at the western boundary, yeah, of the parcel.
You have rattlesnakes in?
Hard to say, everywhere.
I know they're out there. That's why I never went out there.
Fewer all the time, though. The turkeys are getting them.
It looked like it bisected, I couldn't tell.
Yeah, I get it. All right. Especially from the survey itself.
Okay, any other questions? Ready for the question? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. Thank you for coming.
Before I leave, just kudos to you guys. I do business in all these counties along southern Wisconsin, and I think Richland County is by far the best. I'm not to you guys. Grant County is the Wild West. Dane County takes 7 months to do anything. Columbia County, they fight you every step of the way. And I like Richland County, it's just nice and predictable. It's easy, you know, before we ever walk in we know it's gonna work, or it's not gonna work. So it's nice to have that predictability.
We are the best.
That's right.
Well, we've got somebody running zoning right now that does the homework, and that's very important.
And you had some people before that did the homework, and it was just a nice process, so keep that, don't get crazy. I'm doing business,
I agree. It's the zoning people do all of that homework and give us all the paperwork. So all we're doing is reviewing it and asking questions.
but for the political decisions, in the town of York and Dane County, you have to have 75 acres before you can build a house. So that keeps land values through the which county? Dane County, town of York in northeastern corner. You have to have 75 acres, so they give you what's called a development right. We value that development right at $100,000, that piece of paper.
I will say, because I was on the planning commission, that it isn't good for animals to have too many houses too often. It's good to have some land in between, and that it's sort of hard, I mean, to think about that, because
Yep.
it looks like we have so much land, but
You gotta think about cluster housing.
70, that's what if we could have all cluster housing, it would be beautiful.
But the second you do those density rules like that, it's
Oh,
gonna make your land
75
values
acres is
shoot
really
through the
hard.
roof, and then nobody can do anything. And then you're gonna be stuck.
We need more economic development out here.
Yes.
Bingo. Thanks, guys.
Okay, we're moving on.
Linda, point of
Yeah.
order.
Yes,
I don't have any minutes for this meeting today.
it's on your iPad. Go back to the beginning.
I put them on there. I put them in the.
Go back
folder.
to your, where the agenda is, and it's next to that.
Yeah,
Next to it,
Mhm.
it should be this.
today is the 4th, right?
But you're looking under March, right?
Oh, I got, hold it.
Yeah, you're just thinking of the 4th of the month. Yeah, but it's,
Hold
it just means that's the
I
4th
just
month.
have to do something here.
Yeah, it just
Okay,
means it's
I'm
the
done.
4th month. Yep.
Sorry, I thought we're still in February.
Some of us put the dates, some meetings put the dates, complete date, and some just put it like that. So
Yeah.
that's where the confusion.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead with, and I'm sorry none of us could be a part of the, but
So the.
zoning administrator sanitation position, how did
No,
it go?
you interviewed Wednesday and Thursday.
We interviewed, yeah. I felt like both interviews went pretty well.
Yeah,
You know, two really good candidates. Overall, we decided as a group to go with, a gal who's gonna be graduating from Stevens Point in May.
yep.
She'll be starting, March 18. Plan to get her going on her licensing right away.
Well,
with-
that's a good
Yeah, so
license.
get her as much resources as she can. Right now, there's a training, for soils up there in Tomahawk, if she can get to it, if she's in Point.
Mhm.
That's gonna be going on right now, and that's for private on-site waste treatment. So I'd like to forward her that information right away.
Yeah, I'll have to do it.
But you said you can start March 18th.
Yeah, she's gonna start March 18th. Yep, and
Will you cross over then for?
I'm gonna make sure she's got her feet underneath her before I go back to my home.
Yeah, I had to go.
Is she doing class online? Did you
No,
say she
she's
graduated?
got Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, she's got class. Tuesday, Thursday, she doesn't, which is odd. It's quite a drive down here.
Right.
2.25 hours or so.
Yeah, and she may be doing some stuff from Stevens Point.
Yeah.
If she needs to come in, she'll come down here one of those days. It's just trying to get somebody started so she can.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, she'll be graduating in May, right?
Yep.
So it's 6 weeks sort of.
Yeah.
That's not too bad.
Is her degree in, what's her degree?
It's basically broad natural resources, a lot of soils. She had a lot of, I know she was interning at the landfill in Marathon County. And they just underwent an expansion there, so she was doing a lot of the Proctor testing and intensity testing.
So she's already got some experience and
Yeah, so she knows about soils, so hopefully she picks up pretty quick on a different aspect of soils, because it's not necessarily
Mhm.
because she was working more on engineering, like soils engineering, like how the property of it, is it stretched, is it, viable, that type of stuff, so where she's gonna be working on, does this infiltrate water? Are there signs of seasonal saturation or high water table here? That type of stuff she's gonna be looking for. So a little different, but same concepts.
We dare say her name?
I don't know if we're allowed to.
Yeah, I don't know if we're.
Don't say it because I don't know.
They have to do background
It's on the
check.
contract.
yeah, if she's
Yeah,
not,
I don't know. So that's why I
I
didn't.
think.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just-
But it was, like I said, the interviews
Yeah.
went really well, and then,
Yeah,
so
but,
she was, Justin sent her an offer.
right.
Yeah, and she seems excited and accepted it right away. That's my understanding.
So I tried to take a day off of work, of school to come down and do her training.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think she'll be a really good fit. Just,
Well, Stevens Point has good programs, so
Yeah.
this is a wonderful way to recruit for us too.
and as Tyler touched on too, it's a lot of just how you interact with people. And that's, I felt like she had that kind of personality where she'll,
Mhm.
interact with the public really well.
and then my question is how did she find out about the job opening? Just so we know what worked.
That's a good question.
Because we tried to post it several different places and then there was.
Yeah.
discussion about it. And it'd be
I know
curious to
one
know
candidate spotted, the second candidate spotted right off the website.
on our website.
Mhm.
Okay,
And I think she did the Indeed, and then I think she went to the website.
okay.
So,
Well, great. I'm sorry we couldn't have participated, but I was in Madison, the medical appointment for a long time. And I'm sure other people, vacation and all sorts of stuff. So anyway, thank you for getting that done.
Yeah.
Did I hear you right? She lives in Plymouth now? Or do you-
no, she lives in Stevens Point area right now.
Oh, Stevens Point, okay.
Yeah.
So she'll have to find a place here.
Yeah.
And Corey in our office may be a good source, because Corey found, the last person, not the last person,
Yeah.
the one that started in Kent's position,
Yeah.
conservation technician.
They know each other?
No,
Oh.
say
Oh.
he found a place right away.
I don't know what that means.
Found a place to live.
She
Oh,
was,
I thought
yeah,
she left.
she was searching for housing, so,
Oh.
yeah, all Kathy Sands, she'd probably be a good resource for her.
Yeah. week. If you want housing, you can find it. Okay, now the next one, to me, 7 and 8 sort of go together.
Yes, they do.
They do?
I feel like it.
So
Yep.
can we discuss a little bit of both of those at the same time, if that's all right with everyone? So did we find out about the budget?
Yeah, I ran through the numbers, what we budgeted at. Is for 2 months, was right around 19,000, and where we're sitting at right now. Is 19,357 is what we're, if you break down the budget of salary, benefits like, your FICA, your retirement, all your insurances. And what we're currently at is 5,462. So right there, you should have,
14 some thousand dollars.
Yeah, $14,000 to play with right there. So that's how far, like I said.
Well, I think, I don't know if any of you have more opinion on it, but I think we thought if you could get this done and hire 1 or 2 interns, this is definitely intern hiring season, that would be a good idea. Do we have to have?
We have to have a job description
uh,
on this one beforehand. Would that be proper process?
I'm assuming.
Need a job description on it.
Is there, can we do that before the April meeting? Is there any way to? Steve?
We have to make sure they can do what we're asking.
Yeah. So we're gonna need a job description, and then obviously, I don't know the salary scale. We'll have to get the salary scale.
What's his name, Justin?
Just to be the person to talk to about
Yeah.
that.
Well, any thoughts on this, anybody?
And Melissa emailed me this morning and said she would help all of it needed.
Yeah, she said she likes to do that. Well, we'll take her up on it, but let's hope we can find somebody that will. She emailed you from Hawaii,
Apparently.
huh?
From her phone on the beach.
Yeah.
So I think we need a motion that we would like to hire 1 or 2, because you never know whether people have time. Anybody, Steve, you look confused.
Are we basing that on 40 hours then? Because we're gonna want the hour breakdown.
Well, how long do you think this would take? Estimate.
Sure, all summer. Sure.
It's probably really hard to estimate
Yeah.
until you get into the project.
And even if you don't get it all done, you get most of it done, then between whoever's here, we could work on it afterwards, but get a good start on it would be.
It would probably be easier if you have 1 person who knows where they're doing all the time, don't you think? Or I think that's harder to get 1 person, Steve.
I don't want us to think we just hire somebody that's done. Do we need to talk with Barb some more, make sure that this person can be given the instruction, make sure they can get it done in the time frame we're looking at?
I am on the meeting. I'm online.
Oh, yeah. And what, okay, good. Did you hear Steve's question, Barb?
I did. I mean, I don't know what exactly he would like. I mean, as far as what do you want pulled out of the old database into there? I don't know that the scope has been completely defined. I think that we have to define that scope before we can say it's going to take X number of hours.
Right. But you understand what we'd like to do, right? We'd like to be able to get all the old data into this new database so people aren't looking at 2 different places to get the full picture on parcels, right?
Yeah, but what does that mean? Are you talking every document that's in there? Because if you are, that's a much different thing than what I had envisioned, and that's okay. I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page. So somebody needs to determine just.
What was your vision, Barb?
I thought we were just pulling the permits.
Okay, just the actual, basically the placard or whatever
Yeah.
you want to call it. Okay.
And that's, like I said, it's okay. That's why we need to have these discussions.
Mhm.
Because if you're
And,
gonna
and
pull,
a, and a lot of times what I'm always
if you're
seeing.
gonna pull
what I'm
all
always-
that data over, then you should just have Catalyst do it.
No, but what I was gonna say is the questions I get is, they're looking for old sanitary plans, and a lot of them are realtors or inspectors, and that's what they're looking for. So that's, where I was looking to clean that up, so that's easily accessible, you know? Cause
So
they,
would it be better then to have Catalyst just do it because this is what they do?
Which is fine, but we don't know what that would cost, right?
Well, they estimated $25,000.
And that would be transferring everything, all documents, everything over?
But that's more of what I think they're looking for. Am I right, Matt?
that's what we're looking for, yeah.
So if we do that, we don't need interns, right?
Correct.
Well, we
Well,
need to
no,
decide.
we have that much money. Why did we think we shouldn't do that the last time? I forgot.
Cause we sticker shock, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Right. Well, and I think, weren't you concerned too, Barb, that not sure how the transfer would work and if it would work properly?
Right.
And if there would be a lot of cleanup to do after the transfer?
And there will be. I mean,
Yeah.
there will be.
Yeah,
Matt,
cause,
you've worked in the database. I'm sure you've seen some of the things that I'm mentioning here. I mean,
yeah,
there's
yeah,
gonna-
it's just, the main thing is, properties change hands and they're not, and they're going off customer number, but they're gonna have to upload them in that database according to, the parcel number. That's probably gonna be their best bet.
And would they be doing all of that manually?
Uh, I believe they can
I
do
would
it by a
guess.
CSV file. They can, just the data there, they can do that by CSV file, but it's like the attachments, because we got attachments in the database. That's what we're talking about, and that's gonna be the tricky one, that they're gonna
And
have
they're
to kind of.
still gonna have to do the links and the mapping.
Yeah.
So Barb thinks, what do you think is the easiest?
Well, that's obviously the easiest,
It's just the price.
yeah.
And honestly, if they need all of the data, then that's what we should do. I trust Matt to be I don't know what they need. I don't do their job.
I mean, we could even just break it down to like the sanitary permits and the maintenance records, that type of stuff. I mean, you don't necessarily, and you're gonna need the conditional use permits and some of that stuff, but I'm trying to think what else is in the database attachments, off the top of my head.
Anything with building permits?
That's gonna be your land use permits, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes, Steve.
So I don't recall what led us down the idea that we would use interns. Was it, again, it still goes back to budget. Either way, with interns or with
Mhm.
having Kellis do it, we need to make sure we understand the budget implication, but from what I'm hearing, maybe we don't need interns.
Right, that's what we're discussing.
Yeah.
Can we afford it?
Well, how do we get, Barb or Matt, how do we get a quote?
Well, I've already gotten one. If you look back last year,
Carol,
there is one.
Do you-
It is a
Should I look on a certain?
non-binding quote because we have not given them the scope. And it's up to us to determine the scope.
Do you and I need to have a meeting with Catalyst then?
I
Or,
think, yes, I think that would be appropriate.
okay,
And then well, so it was 25,000 last year about, is that what you thought, Barb?
Yes.
Okay, so this would be a smaller scope, you think?
we would have to get together and just define exactly what that is, and maybe, I can show Barb what I'm thinking about.
So if this is more than 14,000, which we have here, and you get that scope, you would have to come back here and then we'd need to go to finance, right? To see if we have enough money to do the extra 9,000 or 10 or whatever it has to be, is that? the
So
point?
this is like the difference at the end of February.
Yeah.
14,000,
And obviously,
so,
well, when we start in March, we're gonna add up again because we're gonna hire somebody. but we'll have,
Right.
we'll have a little bit more because we'll have half of March. Yes, Dave.
Sounds like at this point, it'd be good to get that firm quote, once you figure out the scope, get a firm quote. And at the next meeting, we'll have updated numbers to look at and determine if we need to ask for additional funding at that point to accomplish that, or if we do want to think of a lower scope and have interns do it for a smaller cost. I think that was our discussion
Yeah.
originally, is we don't need the $25,000 package. We could do just this much and have,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
I-
So
I'll
you
make
want to
sure-
make a motion toward that?
Do we need a motion?
No, I
for
don't
that?
think
We
No,
need a motion.
no, we're just gonna, Barb and I are gonna have to find a time where we.
All right, so as a committee, we're recommending that you and Barb work on what the scope is so that we, and keep the budget going
Get a quote from.
and get a quote from, and does Barb get the quote or do you get the quote from?
I would guess, Barb.
Are you there, Barb?
Yep, I can do that once Matt and I will just chat about that, and then I'll set up a meeting with Jackie and we'll figure out exactly what we need so they can develop that quote.
Okay.
I'll just put the catalyst one on the next agenda.
Okay, everybody comfortable with us moving on? Okay, so the next one is discussion, the short-term rental discussion and possible action. I don't know about the rest of you, but I actually did find I was really happy with everything she sent to us, Anna. I thought the Hillsborough one was quite interesting. I like what they wrote down for exemptions. We have never put that in what we had done, and that seemed to make a lot of sense, that exemption part.
Mhm.
Um,
I don't know if she forwarded that one on to me or if she just forwarded, because I sent her your guys' emails, or
okay,
your email specifically, probably.
yeah, well, we all got, it's on our
Oh,
iPad.
okay.
And, then the permit application was good too. Um, and I know it's not really our business, but I think Candace at one point talked about with the city, something about working on zoning together or something. Well, I thought that this is something that, since we like this and when we are going to, I'm hoping now in April, we'll actually finalize this. I think we should share that Hillsborough one with the city. It would be good if the city and us had something similar. We don't have to do the same thing, but what do you guys think?
I think so too, just for not creating confusion for people too, that the city
Yeah.
does it this way and the county does it that way, and
Steve?
Yeah, as a minimum, we coordinate with them. I
Yeah.
don't call now what Richland Center's doing or Casanova or anyone. And we, as a minimum, we should coordinate and ask, do you have something already? Would you like ours to cover you and at least know what everybody's doing? We haven't done that, have we?
No, I would like at our next April, we have one more meeting for the April meeting. Kathy, can you reach out and see if someone from the city could come to that meeting for that part? And then forward,
I can reach out to Ashley.
yeah, would you, yeah, you should be
I
there.
know Ashley.
Yeah, and then forward her that, I like the Hillsborough one anyway, not that we're gonna copy that for ourselves, but it was, did you guys agree that it was?
it was a good example.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything else that we should be adding to our own plan from that? Anybody else have ideas? I mean, the rules are all there, but we've read a lot of those rules before.
Well, Madam Chair,
Yes,
I don't think we have finished going through line by line on the whole thing. The
No.
draft.
we haven't.
I still have a couple of things that I hadn't.
I don't have that brought up. I have to go back to last month, I think, right? I had my list too, and now I have to look for it. Just a minute. I had my list of line by line.
Well, and I think we kind of stopped discussing that
Right.
because we were talking, we wanted more information on this agent part.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. We didn't really finish
Yeah, we
our line by line of the notes that questions we had.
Do we wanna get Ted from DATCAP, because he kind of runs that who's kind of oversees that agent program with DADCAP. Do we want to invite him in so you get the whole picture on how that works? If you weren't confident,
Yeah, we
I-
were.
that's not
Melissa's
my,
gonna talk to Candace about that, but I think
okay.
probably she went away and didn't have time to do that. So Ted is Madison, he's in charge of,
Yeah, he's the one that all the agents from the counties report to. And he kind of audits their work.
well, it'd be nice to get this thing, but it's also nice not to hurry things. I mean, though we've been really slow at this.
I
But
want to do it right.
to do it right and to, work with the city, and since we now know that all this exists, which we didn't quite realize before. So what what is your thought about having Ted come and having someone from the city come? Or do you think that's overkill or?
I don't know that it's overkill. I mean, the sentiment is, okay, if we're gonna do this, we wanna do it right. And by definition, that means you don't just grab something and run with it. You try to figure out what's gonna work best for Richland County, so.
Yeah,
Sure. And they don't necessarily have to come to the meeting if you could talk to them beforehand and bring back what you've learned.
yes, right, if they're busy.
Maybe he could be online for questions or something.
Or that.
Yeah.
But they would at least let them know about the meeting, even though they might think it was a joke, because it's April. So are we moving this down the road again? Sometimes, my feeling is, I know Melissa's not here, so it seems to me that it needs to have a separate meeting. There's so much to go through, there's too much to do at this meeting, but maybe I'm making too much out of it. I don't know.
I had the same feeling though.
I think if you're going to, in my opinion, if you're going through line by line as a committee, I mean, that could take an hour plus really to do it correctly.
Right.
If you're gonna be reviewing an ordinance line by line, you almost wanna have corp counsel here for that too.
Correct.
So when is Melissa back? Does anybody know? I don't know.
Back to this committee?
No, she's on a vacation.
I thought she said last month that was her last.
No, April will be, because that means before
The election.
election.
It's on the-
And I thought we were done April 2nd, but we're not actually done till April 15th. Just like inauguration of the president, you gotta wait till the,
Present board continues until the new board is seated.
right. So we could also have our April meeting and then have another meeting after that, but it'd be nice, I think, to have a meeting before that. I don't know whether I'm making more work here, but I don't know when she's home, but she's been gone quite a while, because she left, she wasn't at the meeting last Monday. Right? She was gone for that one, she said, which was the 26th, and today is the 4th. I'm guessing she'll be back by the 18th. We can set a tentative date and then see, what do you guys think?
So would that be a special meeting? Or
That's
just
what I'm suggesting, but if you guys don't think we should have a special meeting, you know.
So you're
sort of
saying we have a-
I would suggest when she gets back, talk with her about that and. as
Well, I
chair-
thought it'd be nice to set a tentative date, because we're right here, and then see.
But we can't set a date if we don't know what works for her.
No, but it's very hard to reach all of us. If we can give her some possible dates, that would be easier, right? Than she having to send a doodle out to all of us. Does that make sense?
Would this special meeting be after or before April 1st?
I think it should be before.
Yeah, before.
We have a library meeting on the 18th. David and I both do at 5 o'clock, but that Monday doesn't work as well for me.
What about March 25th? Following Monday?
How about for all of you?
I'm clear on the 25th.
David, how about you?
As far as I know.
That would give you a little time, right?
Yeah,
And the new person would be here, which would be good too. Or she might not be here.
No, she'll-
not, so if you go Tuesday, she might be able to tune in, we could do a Zoom meeting, so she can get the gist of what we're talking about.
Sorry, who?
The new.
The new person,
So,
new zoning person.
you know,
That's fine, but I mean, are we gonna try to bring them all the way up to speed on what we're doing on this?
Well, they're gonna have to enforce it.
Okay, all right.
Is the 26th at 3 o'clock? Not good. Okay.
Not for me. My work schedule is
No.
still 3 to 9 on Tuesdays,
Yeah.
switching in June.
Well, everybody said the 25th was good. We'll give that as a suggestion to Melissa. Does that sound all right?
Sure.
I have to change something, but that's not easy to do that far away.
Okay, what did you decide on then?
We're going to tentatively, this is just tentatively, have a special meeting on March 25th at 3 o'clock. And I'm assuming this room is open because there's not many meetings that time of the,
You want me to go find out?
yeah, you want to? And then I'll send an email to Melissa and if it doesn't work, I'm sure, she can let us know.
So we plan on this and you're gonna email us, yes, no, or yea?
Yeah, but sort of, now we have a tentative date. And that gives you a
yeah,
I will wait for Kathy to come back. So in the meantime, everybody look once more on that complete thing and have all your things ready. Because I right now, I think I have my notes all in here, but I have to find them again. And I think it's much better for us to hone it in one day instead of, I mean, Kathy wouldn't even have to be here. I mean,
no,
we wouldn't have to use everybody's time.
Sounds good.
Okay,
She tentatively put it down for us.
okay. All right, we're in good shape. Thank you very much. And Kathy, not that we don't want you here, but you wouldn't have to come, we wouldn't have to use your time during that meeting, But you have to take minutes, right? We'll have to figure that out.
We'll figure that out. Don't worry
Yeah.
about it. We'll-
Okay, everybody comfortable with us moving on? All right, so, Matt, the zoning administrator's report.
Oh, you're skipping.
Oh,
that one thing.
I'm sorry, I don't know, I did, yes, of course, this was important. Grant application, I'm sorry.
Okay, so this is just part of the grant application, the
Yeah.
different things that we're going to TMB.
Yeah, you have it on
The-
there.
That's based on, you put numbers in on what you got paid in 2023, break it down, and that's where the first part of it comes in, which is the staffing request. That's based on the different percentages, and we're requesting $181,719. We're not gonna get that, but we're requesting it.
Mhm.
And then I upped, Derek is getting his feet underneath him, so I upped what we put in for like bond funds, which is like constructive practices. I put up, usually I put 50, I add another 25. May or may not get it, but so the total for the cost sharing grant we put in was for 95,000.
Yes,
So
but you usually get it, right? Or in the past, you didn't get last year, but haven't you gotten it?
we get, the staffing is based on some weird formula that they have at the state level, once they get it down there, because they only have so much money. And then the cost sharing grant is based on what you spent and what you think you can spend, and because, we were without somebody for a while and getting somebody on their feet last year, so. You request what you think you want to spend, and then they tell you what you get. So. And next year, it'll be a little different because with the staffing part, because you put in, the first position has to work at least 95% on land conservation, and that's been me. Study this next year, it'll have to be probably the next person, which is Derek, which makes a lot less than I do. I can be at the second position, not the first one, so it may lower what we're gonna get from the state, so. Just giving you a heads up now. Linda won't care, she's not gonna be here, but
I care even though I went in.
I mean, that's,
No, I think it's very important. Yeah. Steve,
approve.
I'll second it.
okay, Steve moved and Julie seconded. And, you know, I just want to say though, that all this grant work and everything, I realize is very time consuming and it's very appreciated how much work goes into that.
this is one of the easiest grants to write. I just have to get numbers from
Yeah.
upstairs.
Yeah,
and
right.
plug
It's
them
not
in.
like that big, so all those other things you do is amazing. Yes, Steve?
So, I like that we see the
I didn't vote on it.
the spreadsheet work information.
Yes.
We didn't see that last year, but we also last year had the actual resolution in front of us. Are you still gonna draft that or who's
And
gonna-
basically it'll be this, basically it'll be the same.
as
except
last year?
Last year, just put different numbers in. That's the only change from last year. I'm not gonna read,
Okay, so we're voting on the resolution.
That's what I'm getting
Yeah.
at.
yeah, I didn't have, yeah,
So that is the motion to vote on it, okay.
yep.
All in favor of that resolution for the grant, signify by saying aye.
All right.
Opposed? Okay, yeah, I'm going back to my agenda. I guess I have it in paper here. Now we're ready for the administrator's report.
So year-end reporting, I did, our DACAP audit or our DSPS, DACAP on the brain, DSPS audit, where they want to know all the new septic systems, old, what type of system, you know, all that stuff. So they wanted all the stats on everything all the permits we issued last year for that. US Census Bureau wanted a year-end report. DACAP wanted a rezone report. The townships were looking for their building permit stuff, so there's a lot of year-end reports that I had to get done. Building permits, 12 building permits so far, 5 sanitary permits. And I kind of went over the budget stuff. I showed where we're at. Next month, I'll send you guys out a spreadsheet prior with all those numbers on. But I mean, that's, other than what we already touched on, that's about all I have.
Well, you've been busy enough.
Yeah. Like I said, that year-end reporting,
Yeah,
it's time consuming compiling all those numbers.
exactly. Any questions? Okay, that's good to know. I guess things will get busier as.
Well, it's starting to, you notice with the warm weather days, you get a
Yeah.
lot more phone calls.
What day was it you were in last week and it was like phone call?
Yeah, it's a nice day and it was.
They all thought they could start everything.
Well, yeah, everybody gets in their head that I need to start planning for building, so.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it goes, but, yeah.
Right. Thank you. Okay, county conservationist report.
I put in the final request for the 2023 grants. So I've done well with damage to the rest of our funds, our product invasive species grants, but it's called Lake Monitoring Protection Network grant. Got that in and I did that after the last meeting and I also did the staffing grant in our end of the year for the year. So I'm just waiting for those to come in. Derek knows about it. I gave the amounts too. I got my annual report into the state Department of Ag that we have to have in. That was done due the 15th of March, but I got that done. I just got to do work on the work plan and I'll bring that next month to show you what we're planning on doing. Those are due the 15th of April and then the staffing grants due the 15th of April. So, working on that. And then, I and Corey and Derek are going to the annual conference. Leaving Wednesday morning. It's gonna be up in Green Bay.
What's the official name of the conference?
Wisconsin Land and Water. And that's committees and, the employees. Steve went last year for a day.
If it was closer, I'd be going again.
I remember now you went, yeah.
Yeah, it's you pick up so much information, and that's where last year I found out about Square and how to set up the online tree sales. Barb got us set up for ArcView, Barb and Jason, and you guys set up for ArcView, on the computers. So we're playing with that. Lynn's has been taking training herself, and so we're gonna sit down next week and talk about it, figure out she knows there's some places to get some free training and how to do things. Matt's been helping Derek out a little bit, getting things set up so Derek can use some things. Tree sales, we've got some trees left. You know, by looking for species, I'm gonna put it out on the Facebook page, let everybody know, let people know there, what we got available. And then if you want, I can give you guys the list, and we send a list of
Yeah, I'd like that list.
what we've got left, and,
Sugar maple.
I don't remember.
I'll wait till you get them.
I gotta write that down too.
Maybe surf season.
It's over.
Right, well, that's great.
So remember we talked about that sand pit down by, Sextonville that there was
Yes.
people had complaints about?
Yes.
Well, it's being reclaimed, and actually the trucks they saw going in and out were actually bringing in topsoil, dirt, whatever you want to call it, fill because sand does not grow grasses very well. So that's what they were doing. They're working on reclaiming the mine, and Derek's been working.
Was that part of the CUP that they did that?
That's part of the non-metallic mining. They have to, whatever they're not going to be using, or they're closing a mine, they have to reclaim it.
They had a closure plan on that, and it talked about revegetation and certain standards to revegetate it, so obviously they weren't meeting that with straight sand, but
What's the estimated time that will be completed?
I don't know. I think they're working on it, and of course, winter hits, so they got to stop and I don't know if there's any more they're bringing in or not. I haven't talked to Derek. But I don't know if you've heard from Derek. Derek said one way or the other, but that's what he said they were doing. And then once they get it in, then they have to seed and I told mulch. So that's what was happening. They weren't taking any sand out, it was reclaiming the mine. So nice to know.
Okay.
I don't know if
Anything you want to add?
Go for it. Do you have any questions for me?
Anybody? Thank you both. Okay, do we have anybody? Well, there must be, I'm sorry about that. I'm in a meeting. It wasn't Hank. It wasn't the police. I don't see anybody online for public comment, but I don't know if there is or not. Anyone have a comment? Okay.
The only person online.
Items, I think we definitely have about the catalyst, the quote, and the parameters. And, then we're gonna talk about at that meeting in between. Hopefully we know what that agenda would be for the March 25th agenda item. Anything other that anyone can think of that,
I gotta put the work plan on there.
yeah.
Wait, what
Anybody else
was that?
have anything?
Meeting or new administrator.
Yeah,
Nothing else that she could join online.
hopefully she can,
What her school schedule is.
Yeah.
It's-
yeah.
I didn't know when,
These are all Mondays.
I feel like it costs the money, but I don't know if she
Yeah, I
has.
don't know till 3 or not.
Yep,
Right, well, even if she comes in till 4 or 4:30, we might be able to try to accommodate her because we want to get her off on a good start. Okay, so our adjournment is tentatively March 25th and April 2nd, or April 1st.
oh man, April 1st.
I know, that's why I said it would be a. Okay, do I have a motion to adjourn?
What are these dates again? What are they? For?
That tentative March 25th
Got that.
and then officially April 1.
And officially April 1.
That's your regular meeting.
Yes.
That's the regular meeting.
I move to adjourn.
Okay, Steve moves to adjourn. Do I have a second? Julie Fleming seconds. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Julie, well, on Saturday, was there a huge fire down by you guys or something? I heard there was all sorts of smoke and the fire department was